In this video, I'm going to show you how you, who has no friends in DnD or otherwise, can emit the equivalent of over 1,000 tons of TNT into some poor NPC that wasn't bothering anyone. What kind of character can do this type of damage though? A strong paladin with smite and as many attacks as your DM allows before he gives up and leaves? Do you have to sell your soul, call upon the gods, or your great-great-granddad's power? Well, kinda all of them. But mainly, you need to be a big nerd. First, be a wizard. What type? Doesn't really matter. All that matters is you can read and write into your spellbook, and you need to take Scorching Ray. Scorching Ray allows you to create 3 beams of fire that deal 2d6 per bolt to a target. So that's an average of 21 fire damage. But I thought you said I could nuke some. Hang on, I'm getting there. This spell can also be upcast, adding a bolt for each level past second you go. So a 9th level spell slot could splurt out 10 beams for an average of 70 fire damage. That is still garbage. What type of idiot would upcast this spell to their max slot? I would. Me. I'm the idiot. It's time for a wizard to go outside. Sadly, he's still a nerd with social anxiety, so we're gonna take levels in Rogue. 3 levels in Rogue to be exact. So now we're a Rogue-ard, I guess. That's really stupid. Anyway, we're going to take the subclass Assassin. Assassin has a level 3 feature called Assassinate. It's very creative, I know. Anyway, this states that any hit we score against a target that is surprised, it counts as a crit, which means more dice. We only spent 3 levels to become this amazing Rogue-ard, so we still have our precious 9th level slot to use on the 2nd level spell. But now with crits, that's doubled the dice. So now each beam does 46 fire damage for an average of 140 fire damage. That's better. It's nowhere near nuke sized yet, but it's large enough where we can one-shot this tree. It's time for our Rogue-ard to finally get a race, and we'll be taking one of the most obvious races for this fire build, a Bugbear. See, a Bugbear has this feature that says if you hit a creature with an attack roll, the creature takes an extra 2d6 damage if it hasn't taken a turn yet in the current combat. But wait, we're casting a spell, that's not an attack. Wrong. Scorching Ray is an attack. Every single one of them counts as an attack. That's why the Assassinate feature works as well. And because of the Assassinate feature, those 2d6 from this weird bug person hybrid bear thing is now 46 per attack. So now with our 9th level slot, that's 80d6 or 280 on average fire damage. Now we're getting there. Now that our Rogue-ard has a race, it's time for this nerd to finally touch some grass. We're multi-classing again, this time into druid for Rogue-ard Uid. Is Og? I don't know, this is stupid. Now druids love nature. There's no way that one of their classes is fully themed around fire and destruction. Oh look, it's the Wildfire druid, never mind. We need 6 levels into Wildfire druid to get enhanced bond, which says when our little fire spirit demon thing is waltzing around, we can add a d8 to damage roll of any spell that deals fire damage. Hey, what do you know? We do fire damage. And because this again is all crits, thanks to our guy not having any friends and instead brooding around, burning people alive in their sleep, that is 2d8. And thanks to the weird way multiclassing works, we still have our 9th level slot to upcast this dumb 2nd level spell to, for a total of 80 d6 plus 20 d8 for a total average of 370 fire damage, which is now enough fire emitting from our weak little hands to kill gods. But we're not close to done. It's time for our little guy to sell his soul to said gods. And there's only one god in D&D that might not be fully terrified of us burning them alive in their sleep, and that's the Hexblade. Now, our wizard Ogre Druid Locke sadly doesn't have his precious 9th level slot anymore, but what he does have is Hexblade's Curse, which means we can now add a +6 to damage rolls, also known as a nice flat +54 fire damage. So now we're at 72 d6s, 18 d8s, plus 54 fire damage, or on average 387 fire damage. But wait, we haven't even gotten buff yet. It's time for fighter. So now our Wiz Ode Druid Lockerer has a little thing called Action Surge. We sadly became a little less nerdy, so we only have a 7th level slot now, but we can do it twice. Technically the second one being a 6th level, but whatever. That's a total of 120 d6s, plus 30 d8, plus 90 fire damage, for a total average of 645 fire damage. Almost enough to one-shot anything the entire game. But we can do better. Oh, look at this spell. Spirit Shroud. it says it can add 1d8 to attack rolls. Upcast it to 5th level. So now it does a whole 2d8. Wow, very worth it. But we are still critting on all attacks, so that's actually 4d8, or a total of 120 d6s, plus 90 d8s, plus 90 fire damage, or on average 915 fire damage. That is well and far beyond the hit point of any creature in all of D&D. But wait, fire is one of the most resisted or immune damage types. That means we could be doing a measly 457 damage, or worse, nothing. Well, it's a good thing we still have to choose our wizard subclass. We're going with scribe. See, scribes get this cool feature where they can basically do whatever damage type they want. Sort of. So now we do an average of 915 screw you damage. Oh wait, I'm not even using my bonus action yet. So we're going to take the feat Metamagic Adept as one of our ASI/feats. We are level 20 after all, we have a few of those. And our Wiz Ogre Druid Lockerer is going to take Quicken Spell. Oh hey, now we can cast Firebolt as a bonus action, getting all the pluses to everything we've added so far, making it 124 d6s, plus 94 d8s, plus 8 d10, plus 96, or on average, 997 Uno reverse card damage. I think that's around the max one player could realistically do in one turn with one setup round. But who needs realism? Let's assume max damage, and let's assume we get criticals on all attacks without assassin, which thanks to Hexblade's curse we actually do have advantage on and crit on a 19+, so it's not terribly out of the question. Let's also assume it's not resistant or immune to fire damage. So what do we do now? Well, we abandon being a nerd and instead get a rich, cool dad. We're going sorcerer, specifically Draconic Bloodline. We're going to go all remaining 11 levels in sorcerer to get the 9th and 8th level slot and a 7th for Spirit Shroud. Draconic Bloodline gets resistance to fire damage, so that's cool I guess. But the powers I wanted from my great-great-granddad is Elemental Affinity, which means we can add our charisma bonus of +5 to everything. So assuming they're all crits, and assuming it's max damage, that's a total of 156 d6s, plus 160 d8s, plus 8 d10s, plus 220 fire damage, or 2,516 level the entire city damage. That's enough damage to kill Tiamat 4 times over if she wasn't immune to fire damage, but whatever. According to some nerd bigger than me, that's the equivalent of over 1,700 tons of TNT exploding from some rich dude's fingertips. If there's a better way, or a way to get more damage by one lonely D&D character in turn, let me know in the comments, and if you even remotely like this video, consider subscribing as I have plans for less absurd videos. Later.